Hey there, and in this video we are going to talk about pagination misconfiguration, which is a part of OWASP top 10 API vulnerabilities. So it is like a DOS attack. So what is DOS? It refers to attacks or situations where an API is overwhelmed with excessive requests, making it unavailable for legitimate users. Protecting against DOS attacks is crucial to maintain API availability and reliability. Mitigating DOS attacks often involves implementing rate limiting, security measures, and traffic management strategies. So in this video, we are going to write a test to find out if the API is vulnerable to this misconfiguration. So these are the steps that you need to know. First, we will select API request based on their response code, and then we will look for specific words in API addresses like limit or page to check for possible issues. Then it multiplies the value it found by 10. For example, if the limit parameter has value 5, then it's going to increase that number to 50. And then it's going to send the request and check the response. And if the response is taking longer time, then it might indicate a problem. Okay, let's hop on to the test editor. We are going to start with ID. I'm going to write pagination misconfiguration, and for the name is possible DOS attack by this misconfiguration. Give a little description. The details I'm gonna write: vulnerabilities arise when there is no limit imposed on the number of resource returned. Okay, in the category, type name, short name, and display name. That is lack of resources and rate limiting. Then goes the severity, that is high, and some tags like business logic, OWASP top 10. And in the reference, I'm going to provide this link. Now it's time to write API selection filters. So this section will define how we are going to select API and what are we gonna do with it. Okay, so this filter helps choose which parts of the API to test. It looks for specific words, as we saw, like limit, size, or page in the web addresses people use to access the API, and when it finds these words, it notes down the value associated with them. And then comes the execution part. This step tells the testing process what to do next. It multiplies the value it found and then puts the number into the same place as the old value. For example, if it found limit equals 5, it changes it to limit 50. In the validation part, after making all those changes, the system checks if the response from the API is okay. It wants to make sure the response code is between 200 and 300, indicating that the request was successful. And it also checks if the response from the API is now longer than it was before. If these conditions are met, it suggests that there might be a problem with the API. Select API. Click on Run Test, and in the result, we can see that the API is vulnerable to this misconfiguration and is vulnerable to DOS attack. If you want to automate this test, you can go to your API inventory, click on Run Test, click on Remove All, then go to the lack of resources and rate limiting, and from there choose your custom pagination misconfiguration test, and then you can click on run daily. You can choose your particular time, and from that you can run it anytime you want. These are the CVEs that you can check out. Okay, so this is how you can write your own test for detecting DOS in API. Okay, so that's it for today. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.